Go. Okay, today is the 9th of July. One more day before our preview. Okay, 50 plus people have signed up. Guys, it's kind of like below my expectation a bit because usually with 100 people, right? So can you guys make sure you will come in tomorrow? I know that usually you guys want to come in late or you tell your friends very late. It's okay, but then again, let's do it because tomorrow the preview, right? There's loads of very powerful charts that I've been keeping to share to you guys on this Saturday, okay? And of course, it's a preview, right? So of course, it's a preview come market outlook. So obviously, it's right. This thing will be a little bit more interesting to tell you certain stuff. So it's like 2 hours, 1 hour, about 45 minutes is about market outlook and my forecast and stuff like that. And another 45 minutes is about, you know, the TWB system, explain how to utilize it properly and why to join us and stuff like that. So about 1.5 hours. This preview and outlook will be over. Okay, so guys, it's from 11 to 12:30. So guys, get your friends and make this. Let's just make this community even bigger than usual. Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. So today we will talk about Japan declares state of emergency. All right. So we know that Japan yesterday, all right, declared. Now the problem is because of the Delta variant that is going on right now, and this is the COVID cases. So that is the main concern of what happened. Okay, so before we go into that, disclaimer as usual. All right, so basically once you understand that you have read this above, you understand the disclaimer, you accepted the above, and you identified me. Okay, now the thing is this. Okay, you can see that. Again, how to explain market to a kid is that the problem now, the S&P 500 and Jerome Powell is basically hand in hand. It's basically very clear cut. As long as Jerome Powell, actually previously was Janet Yellen, okay, but they took away and replaced her head right now. So as you realize that, right, why they replaced her head? Because back then, Janet Yellen was the Federal Reserve chief, right? And she basically had bring the S&P higher. And now, her next person coming on board is actually Jerome Powell. So as long as they are co-dependent, okay, of one another. So as long as Federal Reserve is holding the hand of S&P 500, the bull will stay strong. That is what this picture is all about. That's why if you ask people that, hey, how come the market is overvalued now? The price is so high now. You explain whatever valuation is point out, it really doesn't make any sense because it's not there. All right, in fact, yesterday I just saw an article. Now we saw that Ray Dalio, we saw Jim Rogers, we see this Michael Burry, they're all saying that there could be inflation, there could be hyperinflation. But yesterday, Cathie Wood came out and said that there could be stagflation. So the question is this, what we're going to have? Are you going to be stagflation or are we going to see inflation? Because these two is different, very different. So you can see that the same market, they study the same thing, but end of the day, different people got different opinion. So end of the day, it's really difficult to say who's right, who's wrong in the market. As long as the one who makes money technically is the one that's correct, right? Yeah, indeed. So that's why to be a successful TWB trader, the fundamental law of investing is the uncertainty of the future. So this is very good. Right? This guy, Peter Burston, right, is a very, very famous investor. Right, he's very good with long-term investment. So he says really the fundamental law of investing, okay, is the uncertainty of the future, which means that you buy on uncertainty because that is where you get the money from, okay? So you can never be sure of what will happen. It doesn't matter how good your research is, you will never be completely right. And I totally agree with this, totally. That's the reason why we keep on advocating that you should always look at the chart, stick with the chart and follow the market. Because the market can be up days and days and days, even months and even years, even though fundamentally there's a problem. But something like the same thing, the market can be down for days to weeks, even years, as long as, again, they want to sell. Just like what happened back in 2008 and 9, where the market down by 18 months before it bottomed out. So it is very, it's not really directly relative, but basically, right, you must understand there is always this thing called you can do all your research, but still there is room for some errors or some things that doesn't go in line. All right, so for today, right, the fundamental news is not a lot. So you'll see this MAO go pretty fast, okay? the reason to stay bullish right now. Let's take a look why is the market bullish. Well, yesterday, well, I told you guys that VIX, right? If the VIX can, I think there's a error here. So the chart is not equal. Okay, sorry, I get the wrong chart today. Okay, basically, right, the VIX. Let me bring it out to you. Let me bring hold on. I think I made a mistake here. Apology. Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, yes, excuse me. Yesterday, the VIX indicator gap up and went to a high of 19. Okay, when a high of 21. High of 21 yesterday. The VIX. Right. Yesterday, I told you guys that if you can buy anywhere between 15 to 16 on the VIX, right, likely VIX will go higher. And indeed, VIX really went up. Yesterday, hit 21. All right. So this chart is strong. Apology on that. Okay. All right. And of course, of course, VIX when it is for buying. I mean, that's why I categorize it as in this segment here. Although because the market went down yesterday, that's why the VIX went up. But still a buying part, right? Okay. All right. Now, but thing is, what is more important is yesterday the Treasuries again go up. How we know the Treasuries goes up? Because the yield came down. Now the yield is down for the 7th day in a row. And this is the longest streak ever since November 2018. Yes, 7 days in a row, the yields is down. So that means the Treasury is at high. So the question is this, is it because that the people are so bullish right now on the Treasuries because they just want to basically buy into it, they see good future, or is it because protection basis? Because when you keep on buying the Treasuries, right, the yield keep on going down, hence therefore, right, your ROI actually get lesser. So the more you buy the Treasuries, right, in demand in a way, then obviously the yield will go down, right? It means you're earning lesser as the day you buy, right? So the question is, is it because that people are getting very worried right now? They'd rather take the mere 1% or 2% return for the whole year rather than they get involved in the stock market. So there's a question mark that we all are looking at. Now, of course, you can see yesterday I told you the yield will drop below 1.3%, and indeed it went below, and now it went down all the way to 1.24%. So apparently yesterday it really went down, and the question is this: why is it like that? And I can tell you this: the only answer is, well, you can look at the 2 years and 30 years yield spread is getting so low right now. Expect to early this year January price. So in a way, it's just informing you that there is no inflation, but even though we are seeing it right in our face, so someone is dramatically flattening the yield curve, okay? Someone is doing that. So why would this person or this entity do that as well, right? Well, if you have to really give confidence to people, you have to show something, right? So that is my point here. So this is not a very healthy way of doing things, but again, if there's a rational reason to do that, then of course, well, I'm not here to see who's right, who's wrong. But yesterday, we saw something about the gold price. I want to talk about this gold. Let me bring it to you right now. Wait, let me just get my hand up. Okay, so what happened to gold? If you notice this, you can see that when gold goes up, right? Okay, when it goes up, right? They took quite a while to go up. But when it comes down, right? Oh my God, it took the lift. Okay, so you realize that again, right? When it go up, it took a while. But when it came down, right, wow, you look at it, it came down really like a speeding bullet. So it was really a pump and a dump movement. But the only problem is this, you realize that the pump and dump come with one difference is that the low gets higher each time. Do you see that? Do you see that? The low gets higher each time. So when it's a pump and dump exercise, right, you don't get the low going higher. Usually it gets lower. So this is not exactly a pump and a dump. All right, I'm quoting this because it's what the author writes. All right, I don't see that point, but I cannot deny that, right? This type of movement whereby the movement upwards is so difficult and the downside so fast, right? It shows that the boys are definitely inside there trying to push the market. So there's two prongs to this. One, eventually the pump and dump exercise will manifest and you'll see the gold coming down again. Number two, that means that the pump and dump is trying to basically test all the short sellers in the market and then take profit against them, making them confused. So once this is over, wow, the rally can be very, very big. So that's the reason why I think that, right, gold the next few weeks and months will be very exciting time for all of us. So you should actually spend a lot of time trading gold, because I think that gold is going to be very, very beneficial to a lot of you guys who are traders. And if you look at it, right, you tell me about the dollar. Well, you can see that yesterday from the opening bell, the dollar came all the way down. But you look at the gold price yesterday, the gold price went up. Okay, the gold price went up. So you say, oh, Cal, you see that the dollar goes down. That's why the gold price went up. I say, okay, then answer me this. The dollar basically didn't really go up much, but the gold price came back down. Then answer me this. I cannot answer already, right? So it's not, again, I repeat to you, it's not really technically relative, okay? So they are not really inversely related, because if that's the case, if gold came down all the way to where it came from, the dollar should go back, right? But it didn't really happen, because there's other condiments, other elements that runs this too. So that's why don't just take directly. Don't just say, oh, the dollar is going up right now, the gold must do this, must do that. Don't fall into this trap. Just follow the chart. The TWB chart will be good enough, right? Good morning to you, Gary, and good morning to you, Minwei. All right. Okay, so in the second half of the MAO, I will talk about the CPI of the urban consumers, negative yield debt, and the balance sheet. Okay. All right, so once again, Susan go live. Remember today, Susan will go live at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. today. And because it's Friday today at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., Susan will continue to do live, right? Susan been doing a great job. I think she's really excellent. Just like you guys have to remind her that maybe the KSI just make it smaller a little bit so you can see more of a chart movement, and tell her to be a bit louder, okay? Let's speak down. Susan, speak louder, we want you to speak louder so people can really get enticed by that, okay? I know that her soft speaking is always a very good plus point, but we really want her to go loud because, later on, if we do expand, we really need to have more people coming online, all right, to help us on this. So tell Susan, okay? Remind her. Okay, thank you guys. All right, so tomorrow we will have this preview, and the caption is the stock market heading for trouble? And I think so, because of the crude oil, the potential QE tapering, and the peak earnings. All right, these are the main three things that I'll be covering tomorrow. And of course, I'll talk about the S&P seasonality pattern, and plus many powerful charts. Okay, it's a 45 minutes sharing at the first part before we go to the TWB system. Okay, so the TWB system is also to talk about how to put these charts side by side with the TWB system and actually make money from that. So it's a very, very informative session. So you definitely will benefit. Okay, spend 1.5 hours with me is better than watching Netflix. Okay, I can tell you, I guarantee you this, and I'm sure you can make a lot of money from the market. Okay, all right. Thank you, Winnie. Appreciate that. All right, so we basically, one of our fellow members, Rita, tell us about this. There's an urgent need for rice, bee-hoon, canned food, all right, and for this food for the heart, okay? All right, so they need the food stuff. So we immediately, within 3 days, we gather you guys to come in. And of course, immediately, we have very good people like Richard and Jefferson, people like Anthony, people like Wayne, and people like Eric and Gary contributing on the first day. Then on the second day, wow, Leo, Sister Cynthia, and late Sister Mary, okay, not related to us, but she's I heard from Sister Cynthia, she said this lady is a very, very good lady, and she's doing it, right? In a way, sending for her behalf, all right? Very, very nice of Sister Cynthia. All right, and of course, we have Carl, we have Nas, we have this person, who we don't know who is this person, but very, very good. This person has sent 50 cans of sardines and luncheon meat chicken, all right, and didn't leave a name. And no matter how we have been asking for your name, you still don't want to tell us. That shows that you are really, really, doing out from your heart. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, we have Cheng Kui. We have Philip, who came all the way under the hot sun. We have Pinpi, who sent us a big box of food. We have Bridget and family. And of course, we have Chris and Mom, okay? So you realize that, right? This is really amazing. In short, in overall, right, we collected easily about 300 cans or more, right? At least 300 cans we count later of food stuff. I think this is really very heartwarming. Thank you guys. TWB really, really rocks. Okay, well done once again, right? So let's give a round of applause everybody to one another. Okay, great job, guys. Fantastic. Really, I really appreciate that. Okay, I believe that later on will be more coming in. Yeah, TWB ourselves will also be contributing. All right, our food stuff will be coming in later. So I believe that it's going to be wow. Need 2 more tables to put up all the food. Okay, thank you guys once again. Really, really appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about the world global news right now. Yes, TWB cares, really cares. Okay, we really, really cares. All right, thank you, patience. Okay, so Olympic will ban spectators after Japan declares state of emergency, right? So Olympic organizer will ban spectators from the games in Tokyo after the Japan says declared the state of emergency, and it's because of the new challenge that was happening right now, right? Okay, so apparently, right, they understand because, right, in 2014, the media giant NBC and the International Olympic Committee have agreed to a 7.75 billion media rights to extend the partnership, okay? So they need to do that. There's a lot of money involved. So an Olympic without fans will be the first time, and of course, they will destroy the ticket revenue, that's for sure. Because back then itself, right, in 2016 Rio Games, right, the Brazil, right, they actually brought in $1.2 billion of revenue. That's a lot of money, correct enough. So imagine that Japan prepared the Olympic and then now they cannot have it, right? It's going to be very bad, okay? And the budget already is 15.4 billion, okay? And imagine the revenue from ticket becomes zero. Oh my God, this is going to be a big, big headache for Japan. Okay, oops. Wait, I think the PowerPoint got some trouble. 1 minute. Okay, hold on. Again, it's because that Japan has more than 811,000 of coronavirus cases, and of course more than 14,800 deaths. All right. So, and only 1/4 of the population, only 1/4 has at least one shot. So that's why it's very dangerous actually. And there's so many hours to be streamed, right? That is where people get very worried. So that's why they're trying to see whether they put the artificial sound like what they did for the NFL and the baseball, Major League Baseball. Okay, so of course you can see that the Japan Prime Minister Abe, right, because declared this, all right, because it's all very heavily affected in Tokyo and Osaka. All right, so that is what happened in Japan. But, right, I was just thinking out loud, right? So we have an Olympic with no fans. But what about this? Okay. England has beat Denmark. Wow, okay. Harry Kane strike extra time winner as the Three Lions set up Euro 2020 final with Italy, all right? So, of course, the game, you can watch it on your own. England won, okay? But my question is this. Can you explain this to me? Well, because they have vaccination, okay. So maybe Japan really need to follow. You see, people in England, they are okay. They are, they're packed like sardines and they're enjoying themselves with no mask. Okay, so maybe somewhere in the world they probably need to learn from Euro 2020. So what do you think, guys? I mean, I seriously don't know sometimes. I don't know what is happening in the world. I really lost idea. So I'm not going to comment further. I just hope that all goes well. Okay, everything goes well. We get to watch Olympic and everybody stays safe and sound. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, what happened to my PowerPoint? Yeah. Okay, what Okay, then we have, of course, the 10-year yields fall as low as 1.25%, I said earlier, because there's concern of economic growth and the COVID variant. But again, you saw the England game, it doesn't seem to really tell that. Okay, so I'll leave it there. But the jobless claim shows the numbers are increasing, meaning lesser people, there's more people jobless. And of course, the transmissible variant is still attacking many countries. Yesterday, I think Malaysia have more than 8,000 cases, the second highest. We have India also rising up. So basically, almost everywhere is having the same problem again. But apparently, seemingly, that in Euro 2020, all is fine. So again, my question mark is that, is it because you play football, you don't get the virus? Or it's a joke, by the way, but this is quite interesting. So, and I'm going to leave it there, okay? And of course, Wharton Jeremy Sengel, right? So, he is a market veteran, and he says that he says that, right, this pullback is just a hiccup and most likely more like it. Okay. So yesterday we saw some selling in the market, right? And he says that, right, this is just a start. Okay. He said that even though now we have the 120 billion of asset purchases, he felt that, right, the next Tuesday, the CPI and Wednesday PPI are going to be very, very important. It's going to be a market moving event. If it comes in higher than Wall Street expect, and I kind of believe that this will really happen. Jen, yeah, indeed, right? This is the first time Olympic hosting country will lose money. Pity Japan, yeah, indeed, undeniable, right? So it's kind of sad though, but what to do? All right. So the thing is this, so next week we have these two big numbers. If the number goes higher, which is kind of expected, then we have something. And he says that, right, if we really have a red hot CPI and PPI, he believed that in the next Fed meeting, which is August, if not, there will be some tapering move. Okay, so do take note down. The next FOMC meeting is July 27, 28, is the end of this month. And then after that itself, we have this Jackson Hole, whereby the economic policy symposium will be in August 26 to 28. So I will tell you guys, my personal belief is that by the Jackson Hole, this period of time, right, market will be very, very dangerous. I believe that there will be a lot of up and down volatility, and it could lead to further downside. Okay, so we all know that is the numbers are there, and the last one, the numbers are up. Okay, so the question is, do you believe that Federal Reserve have to do something? So yesterday, we saw the initial jobless claim. I was forecasting 375. It really came out 373. So it was 2,000 away. So not too bad, right? All right. And I told you the inventories will be higher. I say about, how much? 6 million or 7 million. I can't remember that. So it came out higher. So all this tells you that, right, that's why things happen. But of course, yesterday, when the crude oil inventories came out, it was down by 6 million. But the crude oil price didn't really go up, right? It went up a bit from the low, but it didn't go up as much as it usually do. So that's why I tell you this, fundamental and markets and data, they are not really like, 1 + 1 = 2. There will be some different movement, all right? Deja vu for stock market next week. Yeah, indeed, it'll be a deja vu, Colin. All right, the Dow Jones was down initially, down 400 points, very fast. Then it picked itself up all the way, recovered to the midpoint of the day. Then after that, it came back down towards the last 15 minutes. And of course, in the last 15 minutes, it drive up again. So it's very typical strong closing towards the end. You can always see this, maybe the plunge protection team coming and buy and stuff like that. Very, very normal. Time check now is 9:04. So which means that we are going to be near to the Hong Kong opening. Let me just prepare myself. Let's take a look. Okay, all right. So let's just cover a bit more first. Excuse me, I need some water. All right, sorry, yeah. Okay, so the Dow Jones is dropped. Initially, we saw Dow Jones down 500 points. Then after that, it recovers, obviously. And let's take a look. So first of all, it was Japan that declared a state of emergency. That was the first problem. Then of course, we know that Hong Kong, China, we have those issues of the technology companies. And there was some rumors saying that, right, Hong Kong and China, they want to talk about something to remove away this mass communication, telecommunication companies from the emerging markets. So that causes a bit of grapevine movement. And you can see that the low was as low as 536 points at one stage. So the thing is this, primary also the yields went down to 1.25%. That spooked the market a bit. So now the point is this, okay? Despite the recovering economy and fast inflation, the 10-year Treasury yields continue to decline, which is not supposed to be. It was at 1.58% to start July, and it hit the 2021 high in March, okay? It went to 1.78%. So traders remain confused about the exact reasons for the rollover in yields, and with many citing concern that the best of the economic recovery may be behind us. Because really, if you're talking about recovering economy, usually the yields will actually goes up. because people will actually move away from bonds to buy into the stock market. But the problem is now with the so-called economy recovering, it's not doing that. In fact, it's going the other way around. So the question is the stock market telling the truth? Is the stock market informing people that this is not the real thing? Or is it because now the bonds is actually now going up and yields coming down? It's telling you the stock market is actually all smoke screen. So all these is become a concern. And that is the reason why, given it about 1 and 2 months later from today, there is a high chance the market will realize that, hey, actually we are this, or we could be wrong in this point. And if let's say they tell themselves actually the stock market now is way overvalued and it's not going to accordance to what we are seeing in the economy, then there could be a pullback of sort. Okay, that's why we can see Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs all decline by 2% because of the lower rates. Okay, so now the thing is this: you're saying that nothing suggests that the next slump in yields is over because it looks like it's going to be lower. Okay, a sharp drop below 1.25% could cause equity PMs to believe that there's something wrong or broken. That is a very big concern here. So that's the reason why I kind of suspect that, right, we could really see a drop of significant figure. So this guy from Wells Fargo says that there could be a 5% sell-off in equity. All right, so for me, my view is about 8%. And yesterday down about 2% around there. So it's still far to go. All right. So in terms of this morning news, I don't see any much news in the market. I don't see much. He's just talking about just stock trading lower and also Dow Jones cut losses, and that's about it. Nothing much. Okay, nothing much was mentioned after that. Oh, Eric, is it indices starting their drop for today? Okay, we'll look at it later. Okay, all right. So that is what happened. Okay, so let's review the market first. Okay, so first of all, yesterday let's talk about the market. Okay, the opening price yesterday was here for the Dow Jones, and we said already, right? When there's no pivot day, what do we do? Can you tell me, guys? If no pivot, what should we do? Above OP, we buy. Below OP, we sell. But of course, you have to come with the CCRY and CCYR. But Cal, yesterday the KSI was green, right? So why would you want to sell? Well, remember this: KSI green on the day chart doesn't mean that you cannot sell. It's telling you that the market follow through expectation is buy. So the market will not close at the day low usually. So you see why the Dow Jones recover. That's the reason why yesterday when the Dow Jones was down by near 500 points, right? I quickly come in to the Telegram and I say, guys, don't hold your position. Those who are in profit right now, take profit. Do you remember that? Anyone remember that? That I said that, guys, those who are short now, look to cover back position because the KSI was green. That's why we know that it won't close at day low. See, that is why the TWB system, right, is so powerful, because all this can already predetermine before the market even began the day. All right. So if you noticed this yesterday, let's take a look right now. Yesterday, right, the Dow Jones opened and then the BNB came in and went all the way down. Okay. Now, by right, on hit KTR -3, we should see some support, which indeed it really supported. But of course, before the Europe market came in, it went down lower, right? But once it did that, you notice that there's a change over here. Can you see that? The KSI has flipped. Now, based on the market, it came down, it went sideways, right? It doesn't show anything, but when the KSI flipped from red to green, you know that something is coming in. And of course, you can see the movement came in. There's a BNB over here, and the market did a CCRY and it went up. Can you see that? Okay, of course, here you cannot really trade, but at least you can cover back your shorts, and you shouldn't be adding any more shorts anymore. So that is the reason why you really need to have a very, very robust system like TWB system to tell you what to do and how to take advantage of this. Okay, all right, so all clear on this? If all clear, please key number 1 right now. Let me see that you guys understand what I've just said over here. Right, please key number 1 right now. Okay, cool. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so let's just look at the market, shall we? Let's look at the market right now for today and see whether can we spot out something for today. Okay, sorry, I need to put up my marketing campaign. Okay, all right. So this morning, the Dow Jones is down at the moment. Okay, let's just look at it. Okay, number one, this is the moving average. The MA30 for today is trading at 34,368. Okay, so which means that today, if the Dow Jones stays below 34,368, the Dow Jones should be more towards the downside. Okay, that is the first thing watch out for. The MLP for today is all the way here. So it is about 34,550. So a bit of distance away. Then, okay, this time I take it away. So now what's happening over here? You can see that this is the last BNB, the last one, the latest one. This is the last BNB. Okay, and now it seems like it's going to test the BNB SL. So that's the thing here. If the Dow Jones stays below the BNB SL, then of course the Dow Jones can really come down by the same magnitude. Okay, yesterday it did come down quite a fair bit, but of course it recovered very strongly and go slightly above the MA30. So this tells you that the market MA30 is a very, very strong movement. Is it same pattern as DAX? Is it? Okay, I'll talk about DAX later. Okay, so that's what happened to the Dow Jones. So you already know the level, and the weekly chart is not very pretty. So likely the short-term trend will change unless something dramatically happened today. Okay. All right, so we look at the China market right now. China is going to open up slightly higher today. China gapped down this morning, but it's now slightly above the yesterday's closing. So this may give some follow-through buying on Hong Kong. Now, China, if you notice this is the latest BNB, right? Can you see this? Okay, this is the latest BNB. So by closing below the SL, there's a good chance that China will go down lower. So I kind of suspect that you go down to 16,436, the level that I mentioned yesterday. All right, now where I get this level from? If you look at the chart, okay, this is the neckline that I mentioned. The neckline that is the very strong resistance and support level, a very strong neckline to watch. Okay, Hong Kong is going to open right soon. Hong Kong is yesterday beautiful. You see that? Hong Kong, I forecasted that it will come down to near to 26,908. We are almost near there. So let's see what happened today, okay? All right. So Hong Kong is going to open up a few more seconds time. Let's watch Hong Kong. Okay, I'm going to do the MLP first. MLP is here. This one I take away. Okay, Hong Kong gapped down. Hong Kong gapped down by 150 points. Okay, wow. Very stunning. So likely Hong Kong will be coming down to this technical point that I suspect it will go, which is 26,908. But of course now it's recovering. So let's see what will happen. Let's go and go to our chart right now, our TWB chart, to see what can we gather from down there. Hong Kong first. Okay, now Hong Kong today is interesting. Watch Hong Kong. Now Hong Kong today, the opening price is actually above the pivot 1. The OP is above pivot 1. So by right, Hong Kong above OP, CCRY is a buy. And of course, take note, even though the market is down quite a fair bit, right? Today, the KSI is green. So Hong Kong, as long as it stays above OP and it's a CCRY on a 5-minute chart, Hong Kong should be going up. So of course, if you are short in Hong Kong, you consider to buy back your position, okay? All right, so this is something to take note of. So it doesn't mean that the conventional charts tells you that it looks like a selling, but our chart could look totally different. So now you see Hong Kong, if you trust what the OP rule is, you trust the pivot rule, you trust the KSI, that's why now Hong Kong, well, it's supposed to be, it's gapped down, right, but it's going up right now. You can see that the opening price is 27,063, but now Hong Kong is going back up. So that is why I say our indicator very unique. All right, cool on that. Okay, let's talk about DAX. Okay, So that's Hong Kong for you. All right. Again, I received messages from friends already telling me about how I view Hong Kong. I already told them this morning, if the market do open above the pivot 1, right, Hong Kong most likely will be going up. I already said that already. Okay. All right. So let's continue. NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ, let's take a look. NASDAQ is now down. NASDAQ is down. Now, that is the reason why that causes Hong Kong to be lower right now. Okay, because I told you before, Hong Kong and NASDAQ has a very interesting relationship between them. Okay, so NASDAQ is down, Hong Kong will most likely be down. Okay, so let's take a look right now. Okay, first of all, yesterday we already have the, just redraw this for you guys. This is the BNB of the BNB RLSL, right? So by right, we should actually see upside movement because the market closed above the RL, right? It's by right. But the next day it went down and went below the RL. So that's why now it's going to go down to test the SL, which is here at about 14,630 range, okay? Not to scale. And if let's say this is the BNB range, and if the NASDAQ really fall, there's a good chance that it will come down to about 14,450. And because of that, we're going to have the MA very close by. Now, I'm going to say this up front. I hope you really pay attention to detail. If any chance, if the NASDAQ do come down to this area, watch out for it because that is evidence to show that whenever it comes to this technical point, it will actually rebound. Okay, so what level is that again? Now, because MA do move throughout the whole day and week, so it's roughly about 14,420 range, okay? So which means that if NASDAQ can ever come down to 14,420, it will be a lovely moment to buy NASDAQ, okay? So traders, understand. So if you're buying NASDAQ, so obviously you will know that Hong Kong will be going up, right? You see how you play this game? So then of course, if the NASDAQ is going up because S&P about 25 to 33% is all made up, the weightage is made up by the FANG shares. So obviously, if the NASDAQ do get rebound at the MA30, S&P will also be going up. So you see how we link everything, right? So by just one little level here, 14,420, it could link to a lot of potential big gains if you know how to exercise trading. Okay, so traders take note of 14,420. This will give you a very good feel on the market. Clear? All right, can someone summarize this for me in this the group chat? Yeah? All right, yeah, because again, my laptop, I can't do that right now. Okay, thanks. That's NASDAQ. So let's look at NASDAQ Hang Seng right now. Hang Seng is still above the opening price. So let's go to NASDAQ first. Okay, so NASDAQ today also very interesting. The opening price of NASDAQ is actually above the pivot 1, right? So by right, it should stay. If it stays above OP, it's a buy. Above OP is a buy for the NASDAQ. Okay, all right. So, but now it's coming down, right? So I will give you a warning here. Now the KSI on the NASDAQ is red in color. So which means that if NASDAQ later on comes down, break below the pivot 1 with a CCYR, that is a very good chance that NASDAQ will fall further. And it could go down all the way to 14,552. Okay, it is very possible. So traders, don't play with this. There is a possibility for the NASDAQ today to drop to 14,552. Okay, it is possible. Okay, all right. So traders, just take note of that. S&P 500. Now S&P 500, very clear. We also have the same thing. S&P 500, we have the MLP somewhere about 43, 41. And what we have over here right now for the S&P, we have the BNB, right? The BNB came from this guy here. Okay, so same thing now is now trading below the SL of the BNB. Hence, therefore, that this is the range, right? So if the range will come down, it will come down to here. That means that it will go and test the MA30. Now the MA30 is 42.83, which I suspect that it will also be tested. Now the difference is for the S&P, right? It can get tested and rebound, but there also when it goes below it, right, the selling can be quite drastic. So if the market cannot hold the 42.83 level, right, traders cannot jump in to buy. Remember, for MA30, it has to touch, go through it if you have to, but rebound. Only when you rebound above it, right, above the MA, then you can buy, okay? You cannot just jump in, put a buy limit order. So no, don't do buy limit order, okay? Don't do buy limit order, okay? You don't do that. You just put a call level to call yourself, so to see the market first. Only when the market hit, recovers, then you buy. You put a buy limit order here, the price can go lower, right? And if you go lower, you lose money. Okay, understand that? So do not do a buy limit order. Okay, clear? Okay. Now, that is the feel here. But of course, it has to stay above the MA30, because if it doesn't, right, the crazy thing that it can go all the way down. Oh, this is going to be scary. If the market goes below MA30, all right, it has happened before. You can see the magnitude of the selling. While if the magnitude of selling repeats, right, it is possible for the S&P to hit 41, 44 level. All right. So this is something that I need to warn you guys. If the market loses MA30, right, 41, 44 could be the S&P next potential level. Okay. So traders, just take note of that. Okay. So that is the S&P. Let's look at the S&P chart on our side. S&P now today is trading below opening price, is actually above pivot 1. KSI is green in color, so logically above OP is a buy, but now it's trading below, so any CCYR is a sell. But because the KSI is green, so all these number, I think when you hit right, you can consider the buyback 43.03, 42.95, and 42.90. I think the level 43.03 will be a good level to buy back first. Okay, 43.03 can buy back already. 43.03. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's look at DAX. Wow, look at it. After the strong congestion, okay, very big congestion, we saw the market coming down. So now we have a problem, Houston. Let's take a look. Now this is the BNB, okay? This is the BNB. So now the market closed below the BNB SL. So by right, it should be coming down to this point here. Now this could really give a good opportunity because there's a chocolate bar over here. And based on the distance, we may get to see the DAX coming to this point. And this point is for 15,218, around there, okay? All right, so Uncle Arun, are you here? I suspect that the DAX will come down to here today. 15,218, I suspect. And if we come down there, if we stabilize there, you can see some potential rebound. But if not, the scary will come all the way down to the 95% mark, and that's 15015. But if it hits there for the now on market, right, hit 15,015, I think it'll be a lovely time to buy into the market. Okay, so DAX traders, stand by these two numbers, okay? Buy, okay, for buying opportunity. All right, basically you can see that I do talk about buy, right? I'm not only one-sided, okay? So that's why kind of like quite shocked when people say that one-sided. No, I do call for buy. Okay, so this is the what happened on the DAX, all right, which is Brian, you say right? So the market was supposed to be up, but same thing because the KSI was, green in color. So that's why the DAX couldn't stay below. And we won't close at day low, in short. And that's why it rebounded after that. Now it loses P2, right? It lost P2. So you look at it again. If you were to follow what you learned, all right, in the chart, you will notice that yesterday was pretty clear. Once the market is below OP and below pivot 2, right? There's only one thing to do, is that any form of CCYR, you just short. Can you see that? If yesterday you were to follow through, right, okay, you would have made all the way down. And traditional indicators will tell you to buy back your position, tell you to go long, right? You don't do that, right? The rule of thumb is as long as market is below P2, CCYR, just sell, just sell, just sell. Just sell. That is the point. I know that traditional traders say, Cal, very low already, let's buy back. You don't do that, okay? You don't do that. How we know? You can see one. When the price is coming down, right, you notice the KSI here turn green heavily. Do you notice that? when the price is coming down, the KSI turn heavily at the bottom and then it goes up. This is why our system is that powerful. If you really want to do discretional trading, then at least you must see you must orientate your environment. And if your environment basically doesn't appeal to you to go long, you don't do that. But once everything is in line and then the risk-reward ratio is worth it, there are rational reason, yes. So you see for DAX, when you break here, right, this is the big movement, okay? The TSCB was there already. So when the market broke there, the market was coming down, but the KSI was green. This was a perfect divergence. And of course, trader, if you want to take the risk, you can enter here. And if you entered here, you have been rewarded by 100 points. Even though it's very far away from any KTRs, but the TSCB was there, you can consider that. That is the reason why you need to have the indicator, guys. Seriously, you cannot just look at the MT4 and just trade with that. It's very dangerous. You need to understand how to utilize the TWB system. And I tell you this, guys, let's think about it for a moment. You trade, you lose. When you lose, you may lose more than $100 by the end of 1 month. But there was why don't you just pay the $96 and give yourself that tool to make the money? $96 per month, expensive. But it's definitely much lesser than your losses in a single month. Am I right to say that? So if your per risk per trade is $100 already, if you happen to lose this trade example on your own, then the $100 is more than the $96 subscription fee. So if you have the indicator, right, would it be better? So think about this for a moment. I'm not going to push sales here, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that was DAX. And of course, we have the Nikkei. Let's bring Nikkei in right now. Okay, where's my Nikkei? Wait, did I miss it? Oh, yeah, sorry. Now, Nikkei continued to fall this morning. All right, Nikkei continued to fall because the dollar weakened a little bit, so the yen went up, so it's not good for the Nikkei. But the problem is that Nikkei is going to go into a potential death cross, potential death cross. So now Nikkei, where's the last BNB? Here. The last BNB is here, right? And it already given the profit. You see that yesterday, it given the profit. Beautiful, right? If you shorted the Nikkei 2 days ago, then 2 days later, you already make money. So that's the reason why I tell you this BMD is so powerful, so effective. As long as you utilize it properly, you guys are going to make loads of money. Trust me on this, guys. Really, really, do not lose this chance to make lots of money from the market. Okay, so for today's Nikkei, the MLP is right here, so it's pretty far away. How low Nikkei can go? Well, that's a good question. Well, if you look at the Nikkei, right, the last time there's also a neckline here, okay? This is the neckline of the Nikkei. Neckline means it has to be a very strong, stable, resistant support. Then if you look at this neckline and then you look at this, wow, back in this May, the neckline was tested beautifully and rebound. So that means that it's a very high chance the market is going to go back down again. And usually when it tests neckline, the market will purposely test it through. So if you ask me Nikkei can short or not, right? I believe that Nikkei is a short. I believe that Nikkei will drop. I believe that Nikkei will drop to 27,100. So now Nikkei is trading at 27,580, right? I believe that Nikkei is going to drop to 27,100. Okay, so you ask me for a view, I give you my take. So I'll leave it here for decide what you think. Okay. All right. So for the Nikkei, if you look at our TWB chart right now, Nikkei. Here we go. Now today's Nikkei on our TWB chart shows that it has rejected the opening price was here. KSI was green, so it should be favorable to the buy side, which indeed it went up. But once it hit the pivot one, right, you realize that it couldn't go up and then U-turn. So which means that now Nikkei has rejected at the pivot point. So if you look at Nikkei today, let's take a look. Wow, look at the Nikkei right now. The Nikkei initially went up, right? It went to KTR +1 because the KSI was green. So that's why it went up, very clear. So the beautiful part is that it hit the KTR -1 and went up all the way to KTR +1. Wow, big gigantic move. But unfortunately, once it hit the pivot 1, it rejected itself, did a CCYR, and collapsed all the way. And very fast, it came down to KTR -2. So imagine that if you are trading the K and you are telling your Japanese friend, you can tell them exactly, hey, look at my chart, my resistance is here, my support can be here and here. And you look at it, oh my goodness, look at the way the market go up, go down, and get itself supported. All already predetermined at 6 a.m. in the morning. Correct? No, sorry, 7 a.m. in the morning. Crazy, right? 7 a.m. in the morning already, just a mere opening price can compute everything. Now, the lovely part of the whole thing is that once the market opened at 7 a.m. this morning for indices example, right? Like Nikkei example, the numbers are already there. That means that at 7 a.m. in the morning when Nikkei opened, right, all these numbers are already on your screen, correct? And you won't know how Nikkei will perform. But you believe in the Nikkei and believe in the TWB system, you just have to wait for all these technical points. That is how you make money. You don't need to draw lines and do a lot of computing and try to figure out what to do. You just have to do reaction trades. So that is why people love the system. Okay, all right. Those who love it will like it, but those who don't, I can't comment. Okay, so I cover everything already. Let's look at the Hong Kong again, China market again. So China market right now is still pretty positive at the moment. So it seems like going up. Hong Kong is, I've been observing Hong Kong movement today is kind of retaliating the downside, even though where Dow Jones, NASDAQ is coming off a bit, but Hong Kong by itself is retaliating, is still trying to go up. So that is likely because of the thing buying coming from China, mainland China side. Okay, so let's talk about the gold right now. Now, gold yesterday, there was some saying about gold hitting 1800, and indeed it happened. And now majority of the news says that gold should be able to steady around 1800. Okay, I already told you my view on gold earlier regarding the so-called pump and dump exercise. So all I can say is this: we had looked at the chart very closely for these 2 days. All right. So let's look at yesterday's chart first. Now, yesterday's chart, the opening price was between the two pivots, and the KSI was green and the blue bars was lifting up. These are all very strong telltale signs the price of gold will go higher. So how do we buy? As long as the market is above OP, trigger something, you can buy towards the pivot 1, right? That is how we will tell any students what to look out for. And truth be told, right, let me go through this slowly with you. Take a look. Now, the gold was not moving much, right? Then after that, a BNB strike. Now, a BNB strike with a CCYR, if you sell gold, nothing wrong. And gold really came down to KTR -1. But because why KTR -1? Because the day chart of gold is green. So which means that if you short something, if the market comes down to KTR -1, it's kind of expected. But usually that should be all. And you will notice that for 3.5 hours, gold really stabilized at KTR -1 as if that it is part of the plan. Now, when you think about this, gold is an international market. Gold basically traded by the whole world. How can a TWB system formulated in Singapore able to forecast a number that really works? This is something really you cannot imagine, because most traders see the market, then they draw the technical line. But we already know what to do. So when you see this guy turning KSI, turning green, you know that something is definitely very wrong. Okay, very wrong, right? So what happened? This guy is a BNB. So I told you guys before, right? When you see BNB in the market, you must take note. And of course, there's only one. In fact, there was 2 BNB. So there was 2 BNB touching the KTR -1 and rebounding. So this tells you that, hey, come on, man, something big is going to happen. So obviously, the next move was CCRY, right? And you look this, the moment it crosses, once the CCRY comes in, if you buy on gold, wow, straight away it blasts all the way to KTR +1. Now the amazing part is this: once it hit the KTR +1, it stopped there and pulled back. Oh my God, that means that you already can tell any individual at a point of X here right now, you can tell any individual, hey, I tell you what, now gold is trading at about 1,800, right? When we buy the gold, and the KSI is green and no blue bars at the bottom. I tell you, the next target is 810. You can tell a friend like that, because you tell if the market cross OP, right? the market will go to 810. Why? Because it's a KTR plus 1. And your friend look at it, and after an hour, the gold hit 810, 81810, and then come down. Oh my goodness. I think your friend will be stunned. They say, how you do it? That is what we mean. Right? And of course, when you go back up again, it's again, when you hit the pivot 1, it stopped there and come back down. That was a day high. And the system already read it again. So all this tells you that the market is really, manipulated. You just have to trust the system. Now, the question is this: why the market come down? Can everybody see this? What do you see over there itself? Can anyone tell me what do you see over there? The red bar, what does it really indicate? Can you text it to me while I take a short break? All right, what do you see, guys? Richard Yo, BNB trigger KTR plus 2. Yay, very good. And pivot 1, excellent. Okay, red BNB twice the size. Okay, twice the size. Okay, size doesn't really matter, but of course, it does give a bit of impact. Now, I did say this many times, and I don't know whether you call it or not. I say already, whenever you see a BNB is the high of the day or high of the trend, a BNB is the low of the day, and or low of the trend, usually you must be very careful. Correct or not? If you look carefully, this guy, the one I'm going to draw for you, this guy, Y, you notice that Y, all right, is a BNB, and it was almost a low of the day, Now, this guy, Z is also a BNB, and it's a high of the day. And if you remember what I told you, right, draw 2 lines on it. What happened? Oh my God, look at it. This is insanity. That's the reason why I tell you, whenever I see BNB, I get superly excited. You don't need to be a genius in trading, but as long as you know what to do and you remember some of the key points I share with you, that's all. And yesterday, like what Richard Yo has just said, Eric, beautiful. CCYR, trigger KTR plus 2, triggered pivot 1, BNB. And of course, it's a zebra, right? Zebra means what? Zebra means big movement on the way. So that's why you see that. But the dollar was, not cooperating, right? Exactly. You don't need to carry the dollar. You just have to trade with the charts. So that's the reason why we keep on telling you, you really must consider, really understand the system. And of course, if you remember the system, right? The KSI is green on the day chart. That's why you hit the KTR minus 1 again it stopped there. And again, it recovers. So you find it really insane that this thing can all be really predetermined by the market just before the market really being predetermined, right? And our system really know what to do with that. That is how crazy it is. Okay, I know that by saying all this, some of you guys may get upset. Say, Cal, you keep on saying it's so good. Really or not? I mean, every day I'm doing MAO. Every day I'm talking about the same thing, right? Nothing have changed. So it's all about whether one day would you see that point. Okay, so now gold is moving. Wow, gold is moving. Let's talk about gold, okay? First of all, now gold, the MA, I bring away further. The MA is MA30 is at 1802. Write it down somewhere. The MA is 1802 for MA30. The MA200 is 1811. And yesterday we took advantage of 1811. When we buy, we sell at 1811. Beautiful execution. But today, will we do the same thing again? Yes. If today gold goes up again, 1811 is a buy. Thank you, Michael, also contributing earlier. All right, so we will buy gold. Yes, I repeat, we will buy gold now because it's above the MA30 and likely it will challenge 1811. I repeat, it will challenge 1811. Yes, you heard me loud and clear. I already tell you what I'm looking at for gold. All right, because I believe that gold is going to trade 1811 again. Heard me? Yeah, good, good, good. Okay. For those who didn't hear me, I repeat myself. For gold, it's a buy right now because I foresee that gold is going to go up to 1811. Okay. So I hope that you guys are clear with that. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to text my friend. I say that, hey, look, if gold goes up, gold can go to 1811. Okay. I'm texting them right now. So I don't know what you're going to do with it. You decide. Okay. Okay, do your risk management, of course. Okay, done. Okay, so that is the first thing because it's above what MA30 right now. Okay, that is purely on conventional chart. All right, for MLP is our own teaching. Now MLP is here. You can see right now the opening price is about the MLP. That's why the gold goes up. So now two reasons. MA30 and MLP both are buy reason. So 1811 to take profit is kind of pretty safe. All right, so that is how I see gold for today using conventional chart live. Then of course in the weekly chart looks pretty good. It seems that it's going for 1820. Now 1820 is a midpoint here. So let's just get it correct. Okay, so let me put it confirm. 1876 is the opening price of the black candle. Closing price is 1764. So divide by 2, you get 1820. Yeah, 1820. Show to you 1820 is the MLP of the black candle. So I suspect that if the gold can breach past 1811, there's a possibility that gold can go to 1820. So for people who will take profit, two level can put, one is 1811, the other one is 1820. So I give you a friendly advice. If gold goes to 1811, you take partial profit first, then after that shift your SWL up, then you aim at 1820. Like that is going to be very simple, right? Very clear. Right, very clear instruction. So let me ask how many of you will buy gold today? If you're going to buy gold today, please key the word gold right now, G-O-L-D. If you're going to buy gold today, please key the word G-O-L-D, gold right now. Let me see how many of you will buy gold. There's about 57 of you on screen right now. So I just wonder how many of you will be buying gold. Okay, wow. Okay, let's see. Wow, we have Anthony going to buy gold, Michael going to buy gold, Eric going to buy gold, Tolming, Noel, Andrew. Wow, so many. Okay, I think keep on jumping. Okay, oh dear, I missed already. Hello, Andrew, Gary, Janet, Carl, Alza, Philip, Chen Kui, Brian, Eiling, and Han Yu. All right, good. All right, so I hope you guys are going to make money from gold, okay? All right, nothing 100%, but just do a risk management. You should be fine. Okay, so let's look at gold today. Now, gold today, the opening price is between the two pivot, okay? The blue bars seemingly is disappeared in a way or lowering, okay? KSI is green, so it's good. The thing that I'm watching out closely today is this guy. This is a doji. Can you see that? This is a doji. Doji means what? Usually doji will have directional day. So there is a possibility that today go with directional day. So just in case you guys get too excited, right? Remember this, directional day can be up, direction day can be down, okay? So I suspect that if today the gold stays above OP, the directional day could send gold all the way to 1823. So 1811 is our KCB level, okay? Also our MA level. 1820 is the MLP of this of the weekly big bar, and 1823 is the today's pivot one. Okay, so there are three levels to watch out for. But of course, if gold comes down, then we can see 1792. So gold can come down to 1792. Okay, so traders, today I already given you the thing to watch out for gold. So take note of that. Okay, so make sure. I hope you guys will make money. All right, Evans, long time no see. Right, good to see you once again. Okay, right, that is gold for all of us. And let's look at silver. Silver is trading lower. I traded lower yesterday, but now because of gold is going up, silver is trying to pick up some song over here. So silver, if we can go above MLP of $26, silver may also go up. Okay. Now, silver, the support level or the level that I love to buy is still at around $25.37, okay? But there's a bit of worry sign here. There is going to be a potential death cross. And of course, there's another thing to worry about is actually this BNB here. This BNB for silver, you can take a look at this is the BNB of silver, right? And now silver has traded below the SL. So by right, silver can come down. Okay, so for silver, unless it cross above the BNB SL, which is here, then it'll be safer. Okay. Okay, so that is the silver chart, and let's look at silver on its own. Silver today, the opening price is between the pivot and the KSI is green. Blue bars is also off the lows, so it's still kind of safe, but it has to, if it's OP, right? So it's a CCYR today, you have to stay above OP for the buying, okay? You have to stay above the OP for the buying. So 26 and 22 will be the level to watch out for silver. Okay, all right, I am much more confident with gold today from the way I see the setup and the price movement. So I prefer to buy gold over silver today. But of course, when gold goes up, silver will be usually pull up together. So you're going to do a bit of like just buy for the sake of buying and just buy some silver, okay? Okay, all right, cool. All right, and then we look at the crude oil now. Hey. You know? Here we go. Now, crude oil is trading down right now. That is not a very healthy sign. Okay, so what is happening right now is that this is the whole movement, the entire movement of the BNB of crude oil. And crude oil now has traded below the MA, right? Then very fast, yesterday it rebounded, closed up, right? The inventories, even though it was negative, it was only 6 million, 7 million. That's why there's some demand came in. But now, interestingly, it's now trading again below the MA30. So if you're going to ask me, right, I'm going to be quite confident tell you that this is going to be a problem. If the crude oil stays below the SL of this BNB, it's likely it will go down lower. Yes, and if crude oil go down lower, that means all the energy stocks will be down. Now, energy stocks do hold a bit of weightage on the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones component stocks. So which means that, loosely saying, is that if the crude oil stays down below the BNB SL, which happened to be about $72.44, that means that there is a possibility to see the equity market coming down today. So yes, indeed, crude oil, if it goes down, there is a high possibility to see the equity market going down further. So I'm going to give you an exact number on this BNB on the crude oil. Okay, for those who want to trade crude oil, you can take note of this number. Give me a moment, I clear off some of the charts first. Okay, here we go. Wait, too many charts already. Apology on this. Okay, crude oil. Here we go. Then we have the BNB and the day chart. Okay. Okay, can you see that? Okay, now I'll show it to you guys. Now, make it bigger. Okay, so you can see that now this is the crude oil with the BNB, all right? So you notice that if crude oil is to lose $72.43, there is a possibility for the crude oil to come down all the way to this price, which is $68.48. So I'm going to give you my take right now. I'm going to say this up front. If crude oil really goes down, and you don't buy, you wait until it hits 68.48 to buy, unless a new BNB formed during this period of time, right? And once it hits 68.48, right, maybe you can consider to buy and buy from the bottom up again. Right, can you hear me? You heard me loud and clear, right? Now, because the last few times when the BNB comes down, right, basically you never see it goes below the second half, meaning it doesn't go below the BNB SL. It has been very strong indeed. You notice that? Okay, very strong. All the BNB shows that every time it goes up. So maybe this time around, too many people in it, right? So there is a possibility it may purposely come down and test 68.48. And once it tested there, I can tell you this, there's a very good chance it may go back up again. So that's the reason why I believe that if this crude oil go down the next few days, there's a good chance that equity market will also follow through. And if equity market follow through, well, logically, gold usually come down, right? But because it's not a big sell-off, gold may inversely go up just for protection hedge. Can you understand that? So that's the reason why I think gold is a buy and crude oil is a sell today. And of course, equity market likely will be going down also at the same time. So today, just this alone, this statement probably gonna make some money for you. Hopefully you guys gonna make good money, okay? Cool? All right, if you think it's cool, please let me know, all right? Yesterday, Susan mentioned 68.48. Yeah, lah, same number lah. Susan using the same one time one. Correct, Susan? She's right now live in front of me, sitting in front of me, of course. Yay, Susan, verify. Please call in, want you to verify. Yeah, lah, we learn the same thing. Of course, we do the same thing. The number will be the same. Cannot be learn the same thing and then different number, right? Okay, all right. So that will be all for today's first part of the MAO. If you want to stay on for the second part of MAO, then stay tuned. I'll come back in about 15 seconds time. All right, it'll be a short one today, not long. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. So only 1 or 2% feel it's cool. Wow, I share until so in depth. So many things I shared today, and you tell me only 2% cool with it. Only Colin and this Anthony. Wow, break my heart. Yo. Ayo, I mean, seriously, which trainer in the market do such things? Tell you guys, do homework for you. Cry. Okay, guys, let's talk about the alternate market view right now. Okay. Now, first of all, you must understand that the consumer credit is really crazy. Look at it. Now, look at this is the Federal Reserve data released just moments ago that show you the US consumer that being on credit in May, increasing their borrowing by $35.3 billion. Oh my goodness. Now, over the years, you must understand, this is over the years, usually the people borrow about $20 billion. Then, of course, during pandemic time, the people panic, right? They may need to borrow more, right? So they went in. So when now they bought in, they have need to borrow, right? Even when now the time is better, the stock market is higher than the last time. My God, look at it. So let's do a bit of devil advocate here. Okay, let's go back into time and see those period whereby the borrowing is at a high. What year were they? Okay, let's take a look. This one, you can see that it was in 1997. Remember what happened to 1997? Okay. This one, the borrowing high, which year was that? 2001. Remember what happened in 2001? Then this one, what happened in 2016? You remember that in 2016, something happened in the first half of the year? Okay. So now the question is this, we are now in 2021 and we are way above, right? Nothing happened yet, right? Exactly. That's why the thing is that the thing haven't come out yet. Yes. So which means that, wow, thank you, Winnie, Brian, and Asa, Eiling, and well, thank you. Okay, now lesser tears. 48 people. Gosh. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. Okay, on the record, because I never said it before. I'm gonna say this. Okay, we're gonna see this. Okay, you can see that it's not part of my script. It's something that I felt that is likely coming soon. Okay, I know that by saying this, it's going to freak many people out. But if we look at history, patterns, current situation, balance sheets, valuations, inflations, blah, 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 so many to go, it's kind of coming. Well, when it comes, there's two things will happen. People who short, they will make a lot of money. People who don't short, like Arun, like Trader, like some of you guys, they will wait for the right opportunity and go to buy. Now, yesterday, Arun did text something over there in the group chat. He says that, right, buy on dips, small control risk. I think that's a very good advice, and I will say this. All right, this is what I believe that may be coming in. So I'm not too sure what it will be the thing. Don't ask me what. If I know what, I will be the richest guy on earth. Okay. So I don't know what would that be, but I don't like it. Okay. I'll talk about this more tomorrow during our preview. Okay. And you can see that now the consumer price index for urban consumer is ridiculous. All right. It's ridiculous. All right. So it's like 4.5% to 5% already. But apparently, right, someone says, no, it's at 2%. So you know, right, the difference is there. Now, this is number from the market. You cannot lie over this, okay? And of course, the treasuries usually follow the consumer's price index. You can see that there's divergence here. So someone is creating a divergence, and it doesn't make sense because over history and time, it's always the same. That means that when the consumer price index goes up, right, the yields goes up. When the consumer price index goes down, the yields goes down. You see that it's always like this. You don't have divergence one. You don't have. So are you telling me that now something different have happened or someone have done a different way of calculating? So that's why I tell you this, when you try to do something like this, end of the day, you're going to pay the price. Okay, in the market for 20 over years, I can tell you this, the market will pay the price very soon. Okay, when you lie, someone will catch it. All right, call the bluff and things will get hit. So you can see very clearly now, right? This is the global negative yield gap. Very rarely you see people covering this. To make it simple for you, in short, you notice that all along, right, the one in red, okay, right, is basically telling you that the negative yield, the one in yellow is gold and the one Bitcoin, right? You notice that last time when Bitcoin, gold, and yield, it all goes together, right? Suddenly, they all go on their own direction. Gold goes up on its own, the yield comes down, and the Bitcoin goes down. So when the yields goes up, right, you notice that the Bitcoin also follow through. After that, when the yields come down, Bitcoin also follow through. So you see that? So logically now, right, the yield goes up, right? What happened to the Bitcoin? What do you think? Huh? What happened? Right, the Bitcoin should go up or go down. If the yields goes up, right? The yields goes up, right? The Bitcoin should go up and down. Go up or down? What do you think? Based on the chart you're seeing right now, right? When you can see, right? When the yields goes down, the Bitcoin goes down. When the yields goes up, the Bitcoin goes up, right? So now with the yields going up so fast in this way, the negative yields, what happened to the Bitcoin? Right, what should it be happening? Should be going up, right? But it's not happening. It's not happening. Something is wrong. So that means that some of the funds are rotated to somewhere, and I suspect it's this guy. It's rotated to this particular chap. Yes. So that is where I'm saying that, right, there is a possibility for gold today to go higher. All right, so traders, take note of that. And of course, this is really the very interesting thing. Watch carefully. This is the total net assets. Okay, the one in blue is the net assets. The S&P is the one in red. The net assets are the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. So you can see since 2020, all the way the blue one goes up, right? And of course, that is because, and the S&P also follow. So now we have a problem, right? You can see over here, the blue line slightly dipped a little bit. Yes, apparently the Federal Reserve didn't say no. They quietly dipped 25 billion. 25, not a lot, right? 25 billion is not a lot, right? But you can see instantly yesterday the S&P got affected already. Do you notice that? Very scary. Just a little bit of 25 billion off the balance sheet, right? Just a bit of dip only, the S&P fall already. So imagine if there's going to be a taper in August or September by the Federal Reserve. Oh, I tell you, man, the selling will be much, much more drastic than what you see today. Because the market is totally banking on the balance sheet to hold the market, because the traders, most likely the big boys are already out on the market. I'm not kidding you. I'm not half surprised that the big boys are already out of the market. They're just waiting for the thing to come down only. That's why all the big boys now, right, are majority in cash position. Yes, most of the big boys are in cash position, not in the market. But the thing is that but you say, but hell, the market didn't go down. Exactly, because the one that's holding it is the Federal Reserve. So that is the difference here. So think about this. Just be careful, okay? All right, that will be end of today's MAO. Hopefully you guys have any benefit from it and gonna make good money, all right? So wish me all the luck. We're gonna have something on in about 10:30. All right, so I hope that all goes well. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great day. This afternoon, no afternoon MAO, don't have. Okay, but Susan will go live at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, all right, this is Kel signing off. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.